Hi my fellow bloggers, you're welcome to part 18 of this training on WordPress. Now in this conversation we're going to look at how to use one or two tools to make your blogging experience a lot more interesting. These tools that we're talking about is how to export and import blog content to your website. First, we'll look at exports. Because you need to know how is when you export, you can import. If you don't export, you won't be able to import. Now, sometimes you can export particular things, or you can export everything. Everything means your posts, your pages, your tags, your category, and stuffs like that. This doesn't include your plugins and themes. It's just your posts and pages. So right now, we're going to export. We're going to click on export all, but ideally if you click on posts, it will export only posts. So you'll now export from maybe a category, or you can export all of them, or you export a particular author, or you export all the authors. You can export from date to a particular date, however you want it, status, whatever, publish schedule, anyhow you want it. You can export only pages if you want, form response if you want, forms if you want, plan, coupon, order, product, and media. So it gives you date and all that. But here I'm going to click on export all. So it's a very simple process. You just click on download export file. It's going to download an XML file. XML files are compressed file formats which WordPress uses to save documents and make it easier to upload, because if WordPress has to export all the pages in the way it should be, or in the normal format that it is, if you're exporting a large site, the size of the file may be too much to handle, that your blog may not be able to handle it properly, based on the fact that when you're uploading your file, if it takes so much time, much more than what you allocated through your cPanel, it will time out. So you have to start from beginning again, and it will time out again, except you're using a very fast connection. So now that we've exported this, let's look at how to import. We want to import now. We're not exporting. I already have some files which I've already exported, because I was just working on a client's blog. I want to transport it to another of my hosting plan. So when you want to import, you can import from Blogger, category and tag converter. This converts your tag to categories. So it converts categories to tag. Live Journal. It's a website for people who put their day-to-day affairs online. Now, movable types. You can import your post from there. You can import from RSS feed. You can import from Tumblr, social media site. Now we want to import from WordPress. So you first of all click on install now. It will install the WordPress importer. You then click run importer. Click on run importer. It's going to open up this menu for you. Now look at this file size limitation. The file size has to be below 256 MB. Remember, we set that from our cPanel. So we're going to choose one site. Now I have about 3 sites here. This is the site we're working on now, PH Discount Market. This is a site by a client which I exported, Celtrare. Then we have Love Light Consciousness, which I worked on now. But let me import this. So you click on upload file and import. Now when you click on this, it's going to open another menu where it will ask you, because it's importing both the user of that account. Now it will ask you to create a new user with login name, or assign post to existing user. If you want to assign the post to existing user, this is the existing user. So you assign the post to the existing user. You click on download and import file attachment. This is very crucial, because all the pictures, all the featured images, and everything that is not post, that is associated with that post, will be imported. If you don't click on this, it will import only the post without the featured images and stuff like that. That will now make your work a very clumsy thing, because you cannot start assigning. Let's assume you're importing 1,000 pages or 1,000 posts. Are you going to assign 1,000 featured images to all the posts? Now you change all the imported URL that currently link to the previous site so that they now link to this site, and you click on submit. Sometimes it does happen that it's going to show you a message that it could not import some things. Like, let's try something so we see what I'm talking about. Let's import again. Okay, now let's go to the site first and see what we imported. Now if we refresh this site, you see that there's going to be a lot of new articles now. You see, love, that's a new article coming from a site we just imported. So you see, we now have a lot of archive, because this comes from all the pages that are imported from our from Love Light Consciousness. So if we want to import again now, let's run the importer again. Choose file, and let me choose this sanctuary. Upload and import. I'll say assign to Buji. Download and import file attachment. Submit. Now you'll see the nasty message is going to display for us here. Fails to import default kick, invalid post, Elementor library. Fail to import default same thing. Navigation menu already exists, because the navigation menu that I have on this blog here, that's Crystal Gifts. The navigation menu I have here, I named it Upliner. But the navigation menu from Sanctuary that I'm importing is still Upliner. So it assumes that it's the same navigation menu. There's no need for creating a new navigation menu. So that's why I didn't import the other one. Now, why it's showing fail to import this is that I have not installed Elementor plugin. If I wanted it not to show this, then I'll install Elementor plugin first. So that, because it's the Elementor plugin that will understand this incoming page. It's like you speak English, someone speaks French, another one speaks Spanish, the other one speaks German, and someone calls you, you that doesn't understand Spanish, he tells you a message in Spanish and say, go and tell it to this other man. It's a 5 minutes message. He read a story to you, a 10-page story. Say, go and tell it to the other man. How are you going to do that? It's impossible, because you don't understand Spanish. So that's just what happened here. We don't have somebody to understand what we're importing. So it's showing us that something is wrong somewhere. But let's see if he imported 1 or 2 posts, which I believe he did. Okay, so you see, I think these ones, yeah, these ones are from this posts are from Love Light Consciousness. Okay, so let's go back. I believe you've seen how this works. With this, you can import posts. Now, this comes handy sometimes when you want to clone your blog. While working on your dashboard, if you want to clone a blog so that you can effectively install the blog somewhere else. Like, why I even had to export these 2 domains or these 2 blogs, why I had to export them was I just bought a new hosting plan, a new cPanel, because on my main domain here I have a lot of blogs here which is overloading my server. As we can see from the other day, we were doing one of our previous trainings, it was always showing the server was slow. my sites were not loading properly. Like now it's showing me CPU usage 12%. Okay. Then there's another one, CPU usage and memory. Memory is showing 159 over 2 gig. This is quite low. But sometimes it can just spike. CPU usage will be like 98, 99, 100, which is not so funny for me. So I wanted to offload some of my domains from here, some of my sites from here, and take them to another cPanel. That was why I had to export this. So what I did was I exported them, then added them to another of my blog. I created in my multi-site blog, I created a site for them, then exported the main site and sent it to the new site, so that when I remove, because I'm going to uninstall the blog, like this Love Lights now, I'm going to uninstall it from my cPanel, and if I uninstall it from my cPanel, it's gone. So, but I have a backup here which I can pick up from here and install in the new cPanel that is going to. So this is where it makes sense. Then sometimes if you want to adjust some things also, like you want to bring in a content from another site and bring it to your site, you can do that. Sometimes if you also want to take a few content from your site and take it to another blog, it comes in handy. So, but at this stage you don't really need this. I'm just showing you this so you understand what it takes. So you can export your site, you can import your site. Okay.